audible, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
Shobik.
sure.
Okay, so all of you have installed the WSL part, the WSL feature. Or, I mean, you guys here to do that. Anyone?
Hi, Samika. I have a MacBook, so I'm not able to do these things, so I cannot do it.
Okay, fine. So, do you have Balaji in this call? Like, Balaji, you are asking uh, last day. So, have you tried this? Okay, fine. So, yeah. So, guys, once you are done with turning on the feature from the control panel and everything, so what you have to do, you just have to open your PowerShell window, like the command prompt for PowerShell, and you have to write the command. First, you have to check like where are the different Linux versions are available to download and everything. Then we can we can install the specific version that we want to install. Okay, so to do that, to check the available versions, we should enter the command WSL, then space, then double dash, then list, then space, then online. We have to check what are the different versions available. Okay. So yeah, here you can see like once I entered the command WSL list online, then I can see like what are the different versions are available to download Windows uh, from the Windows store and similar kind of repositories. Okay. So here you can see Ubuntu, Debian, Ubuntu 18.04, 20.04, 22.04, and 24.04. These four versions are available. You can have Oracle Linux, and you can have Enterprise Linux, and you can have Debian Linux also. Okay. And you can have Kali Linux, but yeah, I won't recommend that to install at the moment. Okay. So these are the list that I mean, of the Linux distribution, those are available to download. Okay. So after that, what you have to do, you have to check your WSL version, like what WSL version you are having currently. Okay. And to do that, we have to enter this version command, and it will it will give you the version name. Like, yeah, I have WSL version 2 in my system. So this is the latest one, okay? And like to use most of the latest Linux operating system will be requiring this WSL version 2, okay? So in my system, I do have Ubuntu 22.04, okay? So that's why I'm not going to install any other Linux distribution. So those who are not having this kind of Linux distribution in their current system, so they can use the command WSL install. Then you have to keep the specific distribution name, right? If I want to install this Ubuntu 18.04, okay? So I have to give this name, and I just have to enter the name in this particular command, okay? And then I just have to install the WSL Ubuntu 18.04 version. And in that case, what it will do, it will just install the particular Linux distribution in my system, okay? So currently, you can see in the WSL part also I have Ubuntu in my system, and you can see the folder structure and everything that is available, the Linux folder structure and all those things. Okay, but yeah, we will not open the folders and everything through this GUI part. Okay, so as we are getting our hands dirty in the Linux environment and everything, we will do all the things in through command prompt only. Okay, and to do that, what I will do, I will just open this Ubuntu application, and yeah, it's already opened. Yeah, you can see like Ubuntu 22.04 version is available in my system. Okay, so what you can do, you can check all the common things that you use, that you are going to do in any Linux distribution or any Ubuntu distribution. Okay, so uh, I can navigate to any folder. Like I can navigate to, so here you can see the what are the different folders or what are the different files are available. So all those things, like what are the I mean featured of, or what are the uses of LL commands, what we used to do with CD command and all those things. So all those commands you can use, and you can try, like you can check what are the things you can do with Linux environment and Linux distributions. Okay, and to go back to the previous one, I can enter this particular command, and I can like move back to the home directory of this particular user. Okay. Now there are few things that you can do, like you can have a different version of Git, or you can have a different version of database and everything in this kind of Linux versions, Linux distributions. Okay, and to do that, like suppose I am going to use Git in my Linux distribution, then what are the things that I need to do? All those things I can tell you. Okay, so one thing that you like that you have to keep in your mind, like the way the Windows file path are there, or the way we used to access the Windows folders or files path, and the way we used to, or we are going to access the this kind of Linux distribution file path. So those things are different, little bit of different. Okay, like in PowerShell, what we used to write, we just used to write like uh, just a minute. Okay, so if I want to go to the downloads folder, or the with like, or the documents folder, my documents folder, then what we used to do, we just have to write like CD, then C, then users. If I write this, then you can see like I navigated to the users folder. Okay, and here I can write this command, and I can view like what are the different folders are available. There are two folders are available. Similarly, here you can navigate, like in my earlier commands, I navigate to the etc folder, right? So here you have to write like this, cd, then space, then this kind of command, then yeah, I navigated to the etc folder, and through the through the command ll, I am just listing down all the folders or files available in this particular directory, right? So how we can navigate to the different directories in Windows and in Linux, any kind of Linux distribution. So these things are slightly different. Okay. So you have to have a check on this. Now, let's say we want to use git and git commands in this kind of Linux distributions. Okay, or any kind of development work, or like in automation also we are doing development and all those kind of things, right? Or let's say we are doing some kind of innovations related things, or we are like creating any tools and everything. Okay, so in that case also we can use this particular distribution as a development environment, and we can do our like coding and everything. We can store our code base. We can like dry run our code and everything in this particular environment. To do that, we obviously we are going to use Git and all those things, right? All the command line tools or like all the Git commands we basically we may have our different Git bash or Git command line in this particular distribution, right? So to do that, we have to install the Git in this particular Linux distribution because this particular Linux distribution that we are using here, this is properly integrated with the Windows system so that we are not going to do any kind of dual boot or all those kind of things, right? But the file structure or the internal structure difference. We are using Windows as a sole one, and we are using this particular Linux distribution as a separate one irrespective of this integration, this particular integration with the Windows operating system and all. Okay. So here, if I, sorry, any question, anyone? Hello. Anyone is having any question? I just, okay.
Samik, hi, Ridhima here. So I think it's a new topic for everyone. And for me to have this basic understanding, I want to know like how this would help in general the testers, like learning Linux, if they are not getting into the deep dive of DevOps engineer, how it's going to help them in their day-to-day.
Okay, so Ritima, as I already mentioned earlier, like to do many things in DevOps or DevOps related things, we should use the command line and everything. And in most of the servers, the command line or all those kind of things are basically based on the uh,
I think Manisha, you can mute yourself. Thank you.
okay. So yeah, so as we have most of the servers and everything as a Linux server, okay, most of the time, like I'm not saying 100% of the time, but yeah, at least 80 to 85% of the time, we do have Linux servers. And rest of the 15% time, I can say we are having my like Windows with non-GUI version. Those are Windows Server are non-GUI version, right? So we have to do the coding or scripting everything in the command lines. So that's why like Linux or similar kind of command interfaces. I mean, the engineers, the test engineers also should get their hands dirty or get some kind of hands-on and everything in this command line tools based on Linux or those kind of tools can be based on PowerShell. So these two are needed actually.
Okay, and currently no one is using it, right?
No, currently all the things that we are doing, we are using the user interface only, the graphical user interface, you can say, like in let's say this Windows system. So we are doing from the command in user interface only. We are just clicking the options and we are just selecting those options from drop downs and everything. But we are not doing any kind of thing through command lines. Like let's say we are writing our automation codes or automation scripts, right? So if I say like, yeah, we use the Git command lines and everything to create a pull request and everything, or to have the latest in our local or in our working directory, or we are just using the command line to like create a new repository, maybe in remote or maybe in local. So we are not doing all those kind of things. We are just using the user interfaces. Like we are just copying the URL and in our ID, we are just pasting that and we are just clicking on connect. So the background things, what is actually happening, all those things, we are not actually doing. So maybe I am wrong. Maybe most of us are using the same way that I am trying to explain here. So in that case, yeah, they are pretty much familiar with the command line, I can say. So it's up to the audience what they are doing. They can only confirm. I mean, I don't know what everyone is using.
Okay. Okay.
because it's not possible for me also to understand what actually the audiences are using and everything, because I am not getting any kind of responses.
Mhm. So anybody, please, whoever is doing automation testing and all, and they are using Git, can you please come up and say how you are currently doing? Is it the same way how Samik is telling, or you all are using the GUI of it? Because this push, raising PRs and pushing your code to Git and creating repositories, taking the code from there, everyone is using it, I guess. But
Yes,
how? Can anybody please come up?
yes, Ridhima, we are using command line.
You are using command line. Okay. Okay, if I may ask the question the other way, who is not using command line? I think then I may get some response. All are using command line then. Okay.
Yes, Riddhi.
Okay, Samik. So I think all are mostly using command line as they are saying.
Okay, fine then yeah.
But yes, definitely what you are like, I just wanted to know the purpose. It's not that
No,
what you
no,
are
Ridhima, I
saying.
will show that. So that's not an issue. I will show that. But yeah, before that, I just wanted to know whoever is using the command line and who are not using the command line, they are just using the UI part and everything.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
yeah,
you may continue, please.
yes. Just so in some cases, what used to happen, as Akash, you already told, like you are using command line and everything, right? So we may have kind of different environment, or like if we are creating any particular tool or any particular app, I mean to help. They can help in our day-to-day work and everything, right? Any automation app or any automation tool, automated tool we can create, right? So sometimes we may check in any kind of different environments, like not in this kind of Windows environment, but let's say in any kind of different environment where we can have like the version of the I mean of the backend server or the backend database to a different one that we are having currently. Let's say in my system, I do have SQL Server like 19 or SQL Server 16 or 17, something like that. Okay. And I am creating one particular tool or one particular app. I mean that I want to check like whether that particular app is going to work with the different kind of database version. Or let's say I am using MongoDB as the backend database. I want to check whether the scenario will work or not with MySQL or with SQL Server, right? To have those kind of different environments or development environments, we can use this particular or different distributions. We can create any Ubuntu or any kind of Linux or any other distributions available. We can use that and we can test our particular application or particular tool whether they are working or not. So this is the kind of example that I am giving or telling you guys. Okay, so there are many other or there may have many other scenarios. For that we can use this kind of I mean this kind of WSL or this kind of virtualization and everything. Okay, so as I telling you guys earlier, let me share my screen once again. Yeah, as this PowerShell and that particular Linux distribution, so these two command line are different. Okay, so and the file structure and everything and the internal settings or internal file system, all those things are different in this particular Ubuntu distribution and the Windows distribution. So in my case, let's say I have Git in my Windows system, so I can check Sorry. So yeah, I can check like the Git version available in my system, Windows system is 2.30, okay, 39. So here I just installed the Ubuntu distribution and everything. Let's say I didn't install the Git here, or I don't know whether Git is there or not, or I don't know whether I can use the same Git that I installed in my Windows system. I can use that or I can't. So to check that, we can check with this particular command itself whether it is available or not. So yeah, here you can see I have already installed Git in this particular Linux environment also, but the version is 2.34.1, and here you can see the version is 2.3.9.1. So what you can say here, or what I can tell you, like both the installation should be different. Like with only one installation, I cannot use Git in both of the distribution, like in Windows and in Linux. Okay. Now, as I have Git in this particular Ubuntu distribution, so all the different things or all the different commands that you may use with Windows command line, or as few of you already told me like they are using Git command line and everything to do their day-to-day work. Yeah, you can apply all those kind of commands and everything here also, and you can do all of your work from this particular command line and everything. So let's say you want to have your project files and everything in a separate place or in a more secured manner, right? So what you can do, what you can have this kind of distributions installed in your system. You can create a project and everything in this particular directory. Okay, this particular directory of the this Linux and all those distributions, and you can give some, or you can create some kind of settings file and everything to protect or to give more security to your project files and everything. Okay, and in this way, you can separate your normal day-to-day work and your development work. You can separate that. And development work means here like you can do the development of your automation script and everything here also. Like development work doesn't means all every time like developers what developers are doing, or the work that developers used to do in their day-to-day life, right? So as an automation engineer, as I already mentioned earlier, so as an automation engineer also we are doing development and all those kind of things, right? So we can have a separate base for our development work also. So that's the main idea, or that's the main uh, message that I want to like let you guys know. Okay. So any question, anyone? Okay, fine. So no one is having any question. Fine. So now let's say I am done with the Git installation, and like I am also done with the Linux distribution and all those kind of things before installing the Git and everything, right? So you may ask the question like, or how we can use this particular distribution in your development work and anything, right? So every time we need to open this particular Ubuntu command prompt and write all those commands here and everything. Yeah. So in that case, my answer will be no. You can use this WSL part and everything from the IDE itself. Like most of us, like 99% of us are having Visual Studio Code or VS Code in our system, right? So if you open the VS Code, okay. So in the extension part, there is one extension available for VS Code and WSL integration, that is WSL extension. Okay. So this particular extension is basically they are available. I mean, this particular extension is available to work with this kind of remote servers, or this kind of Linux distribution that is available as a Windows WSL part in our Windows operating system. Okay. So Here I can open the VS Code and I can show you. So yeah, you can check in the extension part. If I write the WSO, this particular extension you have to download. Okay, so once you download this particular, or you install this particular extension, it will give you all the features. Okay, so that you can use the WSL and all those kind of features that you have installed in your system from the Visual Studio Code itself. So you don't have to open the command line in a different window. So this one you can use and you can do the hands-on, or you can write your commands and everything. That's the main idea that I want to convey to you guys for today. So that's all from my side. If anyone is having any question, they may ask the questions. Fine, then it seems no one is having any such kind of questions and everything. So yeah, so for tomorrow, like we will be having the session for cloud computing and the server management. So the overview and all those things. Then for the next 3 days, we will be, I mean, going through the CI/CD part and everything, like how we can have the CI/CD configured and everything in through Jenkins, or let's say for in Azure DevOps platform. Okay, so yes, Ridhima.
No, nothing, Soumik. It's okay. We can wrap up the session then.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.